In 2018, I went to clown camp, a just over 2-week training program on a tiny island in northern Ontario. We camped and worked out in a studio like a barn, and it was incredible. But to get there was a journey in and of itself, and it entailed boarding a night bus to clown camp. This night bus had 2 legs, one that took us through the night from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., another one from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. with a 3-hour layover in the middle. So I was not the only one, the only burgeoning clown who boarded this bus. There were several others of us who were attending the same training, and we met one another as we boarded, but hadn't really had much conversation. We finish the first leg of our trip, and we all, bid one another good night because it's 2 a.m. and we're going to try to nap from 2 to 5 until our next bus comes. Well, just as we're settling into the various corners of the bus station, the station agent comes out and says, "This station is closed. It doesn't open again until 6 a.m. Since your bus will leave at 5 a.m., you all need to wait on the deck." So we go out in the middle of the night. Luckily, it was a warm night. And we sit around looking at each other, relative strangers, for 3 hours on the deck. Well, after we go around and give the who's and what's and where's, where are you from, what do you do, etc., there was this moment of quiet, and I looked around and I said, "Do you want to play a game?" And I taught a game called Portkey, which I have found is incredible for getting to know people in a slightly deeper and richer way than that first level of small talk of who are you, where are you from, what do you do. So I want to teach it to you. This game I got from Patricia Ryan Madsen, who developed it with a group of improvisers. And it comes from the Harry Potter Portkey. It's that same thing, an object that takes you somewhere. So this is a way to dive into one another's memories in a way. Here's how it's played. The first person sends an object to another person. So they might look at another person in the group and say, "All right, I send you teapot." And that person says, "Okay, teapot takes me to," and then describes a real teapot from their life and where they find it and where it transports them to someplace. It could be the teapot that's sitting on their stove now. It could be the teapot that they grew up with. It could be a teapot that they saw in a museum somewhere. Who knows? But it's a real story or a real memory. And once they finish talking about it a little bit for 30 seconds, they look around that memory and they pick another object that was there. So if I say the teapot reminds me of the teapot in my kitchen, and I look around the kitchen and I say, "Oh, and there's photographs on the wall. So I send you photographs." And I would send that object to another person in the group. This gets to memories that oftentimes the teller hadn't even thought about for a long time. And it opens these little doors of lived experience that are so delightful. So I encourage you, next time you're with a group of people, your family even, play Portkey. My guess is that it will reveal things to you that you did not know, and you'll have a nice time listening and telling and connecting in a slightly deeper way. All right, thank you very much. Happy playing.